They promised us the return of the classic anime MMO, no pay to win, no auto farming, just a hardcore, high-stakes sandbox hiding behind a cozy visual shell. When I saw the pitch for the hero's destiny, I felt that familiar twinge of hope. You know the one. The same hope fueled our hours in Ragnarok Online, Cliff, and Rose Online before the industry decided every anime game had to be a mobile gacha casino. So, I downloaded the 15-day open beta. I wanted to see if the developers actually respected our time. I wanted to experience the brutal players killing system that had everyone talking. Instead, I found something much worse. Getting into the Hero's Destiny beta was a battle of attrition, but after days of trying, I was finally in. The login screen hits you with the Zelda-esque music that instantly triggers a false sense of security. Then you click to select a class, and the game responds with a weird laugh. Choose the fighter class because it can use bow and daggers. Simple enough, but the character creation is where the crack started to show. My character looked like an off-brand Levi from Attack on Titan, and for some reason, he didn't have a neck. Just a head floating directly on a torso. But I'm an MMO veteran, I can look past a missing cervical spine. If the gameplay holds up, I'm here for the sticks and dirt principle. If the mechanical foundation is solid, graphics don't really matter. I loaded into the world, surrounded by oversized bees and giant mushrooms. It looked right, it felt right. The French voice acting caught me off guard, but I was ready to go. I talked to the Sergeanto Johnson, grabbed my starting weapon, and unpacked a welcome gift that contained a boar mount. Getting a mount right out of the gate, that's the kind of pacing I like to see. My first quest is area cleanup. Kill 10 bees, a classic MMO staple. I equipped my bow, which gave me a 28 attack power, and approached my first target. And then I stood there. For nearly 2 minutes, I couldn't figure out how to swing my weapon. I swapped to daggers, thinking maybe the bow was bugged. Nope, my character just stared at the bees, like they owed me money. Eventually, I dug into the settings and made a horrifying discovery. Spacebar. The attack button was the spacebar. Now, I played action combat games, I played tap targeting games, but standing entirely still and mashing the spacebar auto attack is a level of mechanical depth I haven't seen since the browser games in 2006. I killed 2 bees and immediately leveled up. I was one-shotting them. By the time I killed all 10, I was level 5 already. I went back to turn in the quest, fully expecting some kind of a tutorial on skills or combo strings. Instead, the game told me to find a guy named Moraes and handed me a pair of pants. Which, to be fair, did physically change my character's appearance when I put them on. A nice touch. But my character still didn't have a neck, and now he was wearing critical damage pants. The game told me to capture 20 swamp creatures. Capture is a strong word for walking up to frogs and spacebarring them to death. I kept playing, waiting for the combat to evolve. I waited any sign of mechanical depth. I wanted to see how the system could possibly support the high-stakes hardcore player-killing ecosystem they had marketed, but the combat didn't evolve. It was just boring. I stood still, I spammed spacebar. Sometimes I attacked from far away, sometimes a snake hit me. At the 20-minute mark, I realized I was looking for a redeeming quality that didn't exist. A good combat system can carry a terrible game. It can make you ignore bad graphics, clunky UI, and a cash shop that wants your soul. But if the core combat loop, the thing you do 90% of the time, is fundamentally broken, the game is a lost cause. I hit level 8, the game was leveling me up at breakneck speed, showering me with the stat points that I dumped entirely into dexterity, because why not? I turned in another quest, got some red medium armor that looked surprisingly cool, and paid 200 coins to expand my rapidly filling inventory. I noticed some of the text wasn't even translated. I was running down a dirt road, killing giant worms, because the AI was quite trivial, trying to avoid hero tech elites. that would actually kill me if I stopped to press the spacebar near them. After closing the game in frustration and reopening it, only to find my camera speed settings had reset and the music refused to autoplay, I reached level 10. I still had no skills, just my thumb and the spacebar. I grinded my way to level 11 on humanoid shark monsters named Cousins. I drank a potion. I rode my boar into the town to find a vendor, desperate to clear out my bags. And then, hiding in the building, I found them, the warrior and wizard trainers. It turns out, Hero's Destiny uses a classic skill book system. You buy the skills, you learn them. I bought a sharp arrow and equipped it. Finally, a button that wasn't the spacebar. I rode out to my next objective, mind-numbing grind to kill 20 more boars. I lined up my shot, I pressed my new skill key and watched as it did 77 damage, compared to my normal 11 damage auto attack. It was a massive hit, it felt okay, but it was too little, too late. I hit level 12, picked up a pair of gloves and logged out. Here is the tragic reality of Hero's Destiny. The idea is beautiful, the market is absolutely starving for a return to form. PC native anime MMORPG. The aesthetics is great, the music, when it decides to play, is nostalgic. The fact that your gear changes your appearance is exactly what we want, but none of that really matters if the game fails the sticks and dirt test. They marketed a hardcore, no pay to win, high stakes PK sandbox, but a sandbox needs a solid foundation. What they delivered in this open beta was a janky, unpolished spacebar simulator. You can't build a meaningful faction war or a tense player killing ecosystem when the fundamental act of hitting another player feels this awful. Maybe the endgame is different, maybe the job advancement at level 20 changes everything, but if you can't make the first hour of your game engaging, you don't deserve the 20th hour of my time. We are all just refugees looking for a home, aren't we? We want that flip magic back. We want that social friction of Ragnarok Online. Well, Hero's Destiny isn't it. Not right now. If the developers completely overhaul the combat engine before launch, maybe we'll take another look. Until then, keep your expectations low and your spacebar safe. Hero's Destiny proves you can't just slap a nostalgic anime aesthetic over a broken engine. Hero's Destiny proves you can't just slap a nostalgic anime aesthetic over a video game and call it a day. Bye bye.